What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video at Viper Tools. And today we're going to be comparing two impact drivers from Harbor Freight. Both are going to be from the Bauer brushless line, and they're both half-inch impacts. This one is the compact impact, and this one is the high torque impact. So make sure you guys check out the video. Let's get started. So these are the two tools we're going to be testing out today. These are the Bauer brushless line of half-inch impacts. We have the subcompact impact over here, and then we have the bigger high torque half-inch impact over here on the left side. So I'll flip this guy over. We can get down in here on the back side. So this is the model, let's see, 2085C-BR 3-mode compact impact driver, half-inch, 20 volt. And here we have the 2085CR-B 20 volt high torque half-inch impact driver. So this is just kind of some of the stuff that's on the back here of the two. Like I said, we're going to be using it with a 5 amp hour battery to remove some lug nuts and a few other things, and I have some more information on each one of these on the screen so you can see, because the smaller one only produces about 450, I believe, pounds of breakaway torque and about 300 pounds of impact torque, but it is a smaller design and can get in smaller and tighter spaces versus the bigger high torque impact. This has over I think 1,000 pounds of breakaway torque, and I think depending on how long you hit it with the impact torquing down, it can do probably like around 600 pounds of impact force going the opposite direction. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll knock this. Alright guys, so I have a 07 F-150, and I got this thing on my jack stand and my jack here, and we're going to start out with the smaller impact, the compact half-inch one, and it is on fully charged 3, and it's 3-speed, so we'll make sure we got it on speed 3, and we're just going to hit one of these lug nuts to see what it do. Well, that's one. That's 2. Now that's 3. And 4. So, I mean, it took off 4 lug nuts, but I also, I just took these off a couple weeks ago to put these tires on here, and I impacted them back on with this one. So, just for OS and G's, shits and giggles, let's take our same socket and we'll put this on the high torque impact, and we'll see if we can hear a difference in between the two with the more power. Which I'll go to another tire and then we'll do some more testing out on these things, because it may just be just this tire. Boom. But broke that thing loose, no problem at all. So we'll take our lug nuts and we're gonna put these off to the side, get this tire off, and because we're gonna be checking some more of the suspension stuff today, make sure everything's working good, and we'll use it some more other times and check it out, and we'll give a good review at the end. So next task up, guys, we're going to test out this on one of these rusty tie rod bolts right here, and we'll try out the smaller compact half-inch. See what it do. Still on speed 3, full battery. Took that thing right on off of there. So as far as like impacting your lug nuts back on, I'll probably use the smaller one, and I mean obviously torque them if you really want to get down with it, because sometimes that can be a little bit too much power. But this smaller one seems to work really good, but it does have a little bit of hard time on some of the bigger lug nuts, because I struggle with it on some other ones. But this one is a locking nut. But got that thing off. So let's see what else we can use this thing on that we're gonna be working on a project today. We're probably gonna be taking out this thing down here. Yeah, we could probably get to that pretty easy. So yeah, we're gonna be taking out the lower strut bolt so we can get access to this lower control arm too as well. Alright guys, so now we can do a little bit more of a bigger test on this. So we have a whole lot bigger of a bolt here that we are going to need to get off here, and this is the lower shock bolt. So we're going to see if this small compact impact can take it off. So and as I thought, I knew that one wasn't going to do it. So let's test fail for number one, but this is a pretty hard bolt to get out, so I can't really be too mad at it, because these compact impacts, they are good and they have a good amount of power to them, but certain jobs and things ain't going to stand up to it. So hopefully we'll pull out the high torque impact here, and the big boy will be able to get this big bolt off here, hopefully. So let's try it out with the high torque impact, see what happens. Right off. So that's going to be some of the differences in between that. I mean, like I was mentioning before, so the high torque impact is going to come in around 130 bucks, tool only now. So if you already have the batteries, that'd be a better option to go with. But I believe you can get, I'll have it on the screen now, the battery and the impact with charger for like around 160 bucks. Sometimes they go on sale. So I don't buy anything at Harbor Freight unless it's on sale. So sometimes you can just wait around a little bit and you can find it for a little bit better price. Now I will say the compact impact is way more affordable because it's only 40 bucks. Now, do I think you should buy it and end up having both like I did, because I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight or anything, I actually purchased these two? I would definitely get the bigger impact. The compact one is fine to have if you just want to have an extra one, but I mean, I don't know guys, I would rather have an all-in-one tool, but having two of them is fine with me too, so we all good. So that should be everything we got to do for this, and we can get this strut out, and then we'll do some more testing on some more lug nuts, and we'll do it on the other side. Alright, so moving on to the other side guys, we got to bust the lug nuts off of this tire, so we got 6 more to go. And if anyone that doesn't work on the smaller impact, we'll use the bigger one on, just to see what this smaller one can do, because we know for a fact that the big one can do it, because you've seen it bust loose that strut bolt on the other side. So let's see what happens. Oh, maybe because I'm tightening it. That ain't good. That's one. And we still got 3 levels of battery. It does struggle a little bit though. You've seen it took a little to pull them off. But, you know, it's still working on these lug nuts. Now, if you happen to come across one that, you know, could have a little bit more torque on it, then you definitely gonna need that bigger impact. So let's give her a little rest, and then these last 2 we'll use the big one, and you can see the difference here in the power. Oh, forward. Okay. Even tightening it up and unloosening it definitely took a whole lot less time. So that's going to be some of the major differences in there, is that braking torque power. Because usually, from reading stuff online, they say around 300 to 400 pounds of foot torque is what they need to break lug nuts loose. And anything more than that, you kind of maybe over tightening them. So got those off. We'll get the tire off and show you some more testing that we're going to be doing here, removing some stuff on the truck. Alright, so we're back set up, trying out some more nuts and bolts on here, seeing if we can bust them loose. Well, that one came off with a jiffy. Bolts on it, and little bit of struggle. I mean, it did manage to pull this side off. Impact. See what happens. Right off. But you've seen the difference in power from using the bigger high torque impact versus using the smaller one. Now, am I putting a little bit more wear and tear on this impact gun? Yes. And do I want to have the longevity of the impact affected? Not as much, because we don't want to put another 40 bucks on it. I mean, it's still good impact, but you know, you don't want to overwork your tools on purpose, especially if you have a bigger one. That's going to be some of the main differences there. We can pull out a ginormous bolt here. So overall, I do like both of these impacts. Now, for the price point of 40 bucks, you can't really beat this 1/2-inch compact impact. It can accomplish a lot of things and can do a lot of the same things as the high torque impact, but it may have to struggle a little bit more, and you may burn through this tool, in my opinion, a whole lot faster than you will using the high torque impact where applicable and where necessary. So the high torque impact being at $130 tool only and like 160 bucks with the battery and everything, still not a bad deal for a 1/2-inch impact and a pretty powerful impact. But the price point is also something to consider when you're looking at both of these impact drivers. So I recommend, if you want to have both, I'd recommend having both, because it's a whole lot easier to grab the smaller one, take it out, do a couple small things, and then put it back in the shed, versus me pulling out the big heavier one that's a little bit more heavier to lug around and do things with, but guaranteed to work and get what you need to get done. So thank you guys coming through, hanging out with us on another episode of Viper Tools. Make sure you follow my other YouTube channel at Hostways Exotics. That's where the snake stuff comes from. So we'll see you guys on the next episode.